and get into these topics.
News and noteworthy.
The Shiznit.
Oh, I got one more thing to say, though. We get to the topic.
Tricked you.
Psych. So I got a theater update because I mentioned how I was building my theater, and then afterwards you came up and you saw it. Yes. So I told you I had 3 more chairs coming. Mm-hmm. So for those of you who don't know, so I in my den where my TV room was, whatever I'm making a theater room, right? Mm-hmm. So I got a new projector. I mounted it on the ceiling, and I have some red velvet curtains coming so it can block out the light at will, whatever. I'm going to put a popcorn machine in there. Ooh. I have leather reclining, vibrating chairs. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So 2 chairs that I have in there are just comfy upholstered chairs, but the other 3 are the leather vibrating chairs, and I have 3 more coming. They were supposed to have been here on Christmas Eve. I called the other day. I was like, hey, these chairs are way late. Yeah. And I'm looking at the tracking. Mm-hmm. The tracking haven't been updated since, a long time.
Since you probably
almost
after you put the order in.
A little bit after. Like, it was basically one of those things where, like, okay, your shipment is at so-and-so facility and going out. And that was, like, the last thing. So the lady was like, oh, I see here where it says, and it's been a long time since it's been. She said, so, yeah, we consider that shipment lost. I'm like, oh, okay. That's a nice way of saying it got stolen. Right. Because 3 recliner massage chairs, whatever, don't just disappear and get lost. Right? Now. Exactly.
After I get 3.
So I was like, okay, so they got stolen before they got to me. Right. All right, well, she's like, so I'll talk to the third party person and we'll, send you out another shipment. So they're on their way. Now they're supposed to be here between the 8th and the 10th.
Okay. Awesome.
So, that was a little disappointing. I wanted to have that all done while I was on vacation. I go back to work tomorrow. Wah, wah. Wow. Yeah, but the curtains don't come back or not come back, but the curtains don't arrive until around the same time the last shipment of chairs is supposed to get here.
So you have it all set up by that time.
Yeah, so what I've been doing in the meantime, the curtain rods have already shown up, and I put up the one for the big window. I haven't put up the 2 small ones yet. So I figure, I just do all
that. Get that out the way.
Yeah. But anyway, so that's what's going on with the theater. But we've been enjoying that theater.
Yes.
Watching all kinds of family movies and stuff. I've been seeing, like, all kind of, like, design and theater stuff. I've been wanting to just send it to you, like, oh, Dino, look at this. Oh, Dino, look at that. Yeah, I'm not going to go too over the top with the design. This is going to be simple. My room is black and white, so it's going to stay black and white. It's going to the red curtains, red velvet curtains will be there to add a little splash of color, and also, keeping with the theme of the theater, the traditional red velvet. And so I have 3 different windows that will be covered with the red velvet drapes. And then, like I said, I'm going to get one of those kettle popcorn machines that I always wanted anyway. And then I'll be done. So that'll be. Not gonna put the little floor lights on there? No, I'm not gonna do any floor lights. I might get a throw rug though. Okay. I could probably use a throw rug in there. But other than that, that's pretty. You gonna put some floor lights on the floor rug? Nah, I'm not gonna put no lights. I'm not doing it, Didi. Okay, I'm not going overboard. Not going overboard. Okay, but what about the? Okay, I'm excited. That's all. I'm just really excited. So, but yeah. Okay, so now let's go ahead and get into these topics. Yay. So, funny enough, we're starting off 2020 with a story that is a throwback to 2014. Which are long. So I've been doing this a minute, y'all. In case y'all didn't know, I've been doing this a minute. So 2014 is when I had the first Shiznit crew, because this Shiznit is 2.0, new and improved. Oh yeah. We had a story about this guy who is, how they use that term, gang affiliated? Right. Well, Wu-Tang is such a beast of its own, such an entity upon itself. Dare we say gang? Well, actually, I believe that they are in a, there are, what do you call it? A gang? There are police and police databases or whatever, where I think they are listed as a gang. The Wu-Tang Clan. I know they were certainly they had a hip hop task force back in the day
that was dedicated to investigating Wu-Tang and Murder Inc. and a lot of these other mostly East Coast hip-hop organizations and crews and whatever else. But I'm not, I don't know if they actually were or weren't. I'm not here to speak on that. Just, I'm just think it's interesting that they use the term Wu-Tang affiliated.
Right.
And it reminds me of the term gang affiliated.
Right. No, for sure.
But there's a rapper that goes by the name Christ Bearer. Now, how he's affiliated with Wu-Tang, I'm not sure.
I am sure.
Okay. Tell us, Didi. How is he affiliated with Wu-Tang?
Because Christ Star was in a group that was signed by RZA.
Now, is Christ Star the same person as Christ Bearer?
Oh, I'm sorry. The group is North Star. The group he was in that was signed by RZA is North Star.
Okay.
Christ Bearer was a person of that group.
Okay, so Christ Bearer was in a group called North Star.
There you go.
That RZA was signed. Okay.
To Wu-Tang Records.
To Wu-Tang Records.
There you go.
And it was probably their producer as well.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I just know North Star released the album in 2003.
Okay. Well, good work. Good work. Because I was curious about that back in 2014 when the story first broke. And I never, other than this story, I'd never heard that they were connected.
Me either.
So
but when it said affiliated, I said, oh, hold on, let me go look. Who cousin is he? Who homie is he? Let me figure this out because I need to know.
The good Crocker Jack reporting there.
You know, I got the questions. And I'm coming with the answers. I'm getting good. I'm getting better.
Well, used to you having the questions. I like you when you have the answers even better.
You see, I'm getting there.
So, Christ Bearer, Wu-Tang affiliated rapper, back in 2014, had a wild night one night. Mm-hmm. During that night, he cut off his own penis and jumped out a second-story window.
Yes, he
did.
an
attempt, a suicide attempt.
Mm-hmm.
So he then went on record as saying that the reason why he did it has to do with depression and had to do with a bad combination of depression, weed, and watching some sort of documentary or something about monks and being castrated and whatnot.
Yeah, it's also says that during the incident he was under the influence of PCP.
Wait, why you're getting ahead? You're getting ahead. No. Yes, you are. I know what you're about to say, but yes, you're getting ahead. Oh. Originally, that's what was said. What I just said: weed and depression and the monks. That's what he said originally.
Mm.
Then he later and like people was like, dude, please.
You ain't trying to be no damn monk.
Well, like, ain't nobody doing that off of weed and being depressed. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's something else that you're not telling us.
Hello.
Like, first of all, I'm pretty sure alcohol was involved.
Right.
And some sort of stronger narcotic than weed.
Yeah.
Right?
You jumped off of somewhat? No.
So then the story comes out. He revises his story a few days later. And that's when he says PCP, alcohol, and what was the other thing? There was a third drug as well.
I don't know about the third drug, but he was distraught about a restraining order that would keep him from seeing his children.
Yes, and also, like I said, at least those two other drugs, PCP and alcohol.
Liquor. I'm sure it was like some pills, everything else.
Which makes much more sense.
Absolutely. That
much more sense. That's the kind of shit people do on PCP, not weed.
No.
That is not what people do off weed. People do not cut off their penises and jump out of windows.
Yeah, because that takes too much energy, and you just don't have that when you're high.
And it just don't affect you that way. It don't mess with your system like that, you know. So certain drugs do certain things. Yeah, alcohol and PCP, yeah, that'll do it. So anyway, that's what came out. So why he's in the news now, you ask, Dino? Well, the reason why he's in the news is because some... like I said, that was in 2014. This is now 2020, so was that like 6 years later?
Yeah.
Dude is getting married.
Ooh.
Getting married.
What?
Yeah. And, before you think, oh, okay, well, he's probably got his life together and he's settled. That's what I was thinking. But after some of the comments he made in these articles and whatnot, I'm not so sure. I have a short little clip of his interview with TMC. So check this out.
The story went that your penis got reattached after the fact. Is that true?
That's absolutely not the truth, man. I'm a man of truth. That's why I call myself Christ bearer. So I'm gonna tell you the truth. It did not. But by the grace of Almighty God Allah, I was able to work with what I had to work with. You'd be surprised what the human body can withstand and go through, right? You know.
Are you saying there was some regeneration?
You could call it that. I mean, the doctors that I had were, excellent, surgeons from like Bahamas, New York, all around the world. They brought them in, you know what I mean? And they did a great job. No reattachment. I'm not ashamed to say that, man, because I'm happy to be me. You know what I mean? Are you planning on having kids with Cheryl? I know you have 3 kids now, I think. Are you planning on having more kids? You know what? The doctors told me that it was not impossible, but maybe not that practical. But, you call me Christ now, but you got to be more like Moses if I have a kid, though. How'd you meet her? I met her actually in New York City, you know what I'm saying, quite a few years back. But then we reconnected again on, I think it was Instagram or something, after y'all reported the 2014 incident. And she just was a support system throughout the years. And, she's a good girl.
So this reporting on the story actually brought you together with your now wife?
Absolutely.
So this guy, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to let you know in the beginning when you were saying, that I wanted to make it clear that he reported one thing and then he reported something different later on. Because I'm not buying this shit about his penis was not reattached.
No.
That was what was reported back then. That's the way it's always been talked about. I don't believe that he just walking around with half penis.
He said, I had the best doctors from the Bahamas.
Yeah.
Harvey Weinstein didn't even know how to ask him.
And he's talking about rejuvenation. Come on, humans don't.
So
are you part? You got lizard DNA? Come on, man. Come on.
You'll be surprised, Dino, what the human body could do.
I'm not buying it. I think it's been done before.
He's high right now.
We know John Wayne Bobbitt had it done, and there's been.
He did?
Yeah.
Ooh.
You didn't know that?
I mean, I probably knew. I just know it was cut off for sure.
Yeah, no, it was reattached. He did porn afterwards. Yeah, so we know is that it's possible and that it's been done. It's been done to less famous people.
Things you learned in 2020.
But yeah, I'm not buying this regeneration. He would walk around with half a penis, and then he's just dealing with that, and then it was some of it regenerated somehow. That don't even make sense. Like
probably could only reattach a certain amount of it.
I think they reattached the whole lopped off part.
I think that they retached it and it was just little. So that he don't want to say that.
So now it's the story.
Now it's the story.
Now the story is like this is only half a penis.
Only half of it.
But really, I had double this
amount.
But
really, it was twice as big. No.
Yeah, that's probably what's going on.
I'm telling you, it just came to me. I know that's what happened.
That story makes way more sense than his story. So yeah, I approve that story.
This nigga was high. His little penis, he was so mad at it. How this little penis could get him into so much trouble. Something so small could do so much trouble. Well.
Yes, indeed.
Well.
So we got more celebrity news. Actually, this stuff is not really even rumors. It's under the category of rumors or celebrity gossip just because it's only interesting because they're celebrities. But it's facts. So there's not really gossip. But
okay, Christ bearer. I think that was just interesting. Regardless, cut his penis off and put it back on.
I guess.
Possibly.
I've heard,
allegedly.
like I said, I've heard of other stories. John Wayne Bobbitt and all that. But yeah, the fact that he did it himself, it's kind of. But the interesting part of the story happened in 2014.
That's true.
It's
done.
The only reason why we're reporting on it now is
somebody married that little penis.
Right. Somebody married what's left of, Mr. Half Penis. He's made his name the Penis Bearer.
Yeah.
Or
something.
In any case, we got Miley Cyrus in the news.
Uh-oh.
So Miss Miley has settled a $300 million copyright infringement lawsuit. Do you know this guy, Didi, because you're into the whole Jamaican.
I love me some